Hey guys, MangaXHunter here. So this is my first video I'm making, and I decided to make a manga collection video. I have an Instagram where I post pictures occasionally, but I kind of wanted to try out making videos and just getting my thoughts out there on what's new and what I'm reading and what I'm watching as well. And I just really love watching manga videos, and I really love the manga tubers and the manga community. So I figured I'd try and make a video and see if you guys like it or not. Yeah, just go from there. So starting, these are a couple empty boxes I have. I just like how they look. I obviously have the books and the consoles, and I'll show those later. But so my first shelf, I have Black Clover 1 through 15. As far as new shonens go, I actually really love Black Clover. I watched the first few episodes of the anime before I had the manga, and I remember I thought Asa's voice was like extremely annoying. It really bothered me. But when I read the first volume, I read it in a Barnes and Nobles when I was studying for class, and I really loved it. I thought the humor was really on point. I really like the kind of the magic system and the powers, and I just like the characters. The side characters are really funny. The humor's on point, and the battles are pretty epic. So I really didn't expect to like it, but I got hooked really quick. And honestly, the current arc, at least up to volume 14, like volume 11 through 14 is pretty boring. The whole tournament arc, it was not my favorite. But I recently just read this volume 15, and it's pretty good. I have the newest volume coming in on a shipment. I just bought it, but I did enjoy this. Next, we have Black Torch 1 and 2. I think I'm 2 volumes behind on that. Pretty good. I think it's nothing amazing, but I enjoy it. It's kind of got Bleach vibes, but cool characters. Kind of sad it ends after 5 volumes. It definitely feels like it could go longer, but it is what it is. I enjoy it. Dr. Stone 1 and 2. I know I'm a bit behind on Dr. Stone. The first volume I really enjoyed. I just haven't read the second one. I'm really big on like binging series. So once I read like the first one and I decide if I like it or not, I just dive head in. And I think I got Dr. Stone. The first one was just out alone. And yeah, I don't know why I haven't bought the extra ones. I just think there's a lot out right now that I'm enjoying more than I did Dr. Stone. Even though I hear it gets really good after because I believe it's the other guy is the kind of the main character right now, and I hear it gets better once this character takes the lead, from what I remember. But still pretty good. I hear it's amazing from a lot of people, so I definitely need to get the rest of these and catch up. Next is Eden Zero. As you can see, I haven't finished it. I got it like really cheap. It was like on one of those manga Mondays at Barnes and Nobles. I thought it was okay. With everything that's out. It's kind of hard to prioritize a series that you just think is all right, but there's definitely fun to be had with Eden Zero, I think. Final Fantasy Lost Stranger. I have not read this yet, but love the art. I got it in one of those manga subscription boxes that my girlfriend ordered for me. And I haven't gotten to reading this, so I definitely need to get to that because it's just been sitting here. Next, I have A Silent Voice 1 through 7. So a little bit of background. A Silent Voice, the movie is by far my favorite movie of all time. Literally every time I watch it, I'm like hysterical at the end. I've had like my fiance, my family, my close friends, like anyone I can get an opportunity to talk to about this movie, I get them to watch it, just because I feel like there's so many lessons to be had with it. I read the manga after I watched the movie, and a lot of people say that the manga is superior, and I can totally see where they're coming from. I just think the anime holds like a really, really special place in my heart, so it's kind of hard for me to view this fairly. But it's amazing. The manga's amazing as well. There's a lot that's left out of the movie that is in the manga. It's like a whole story about them entering like a film contest, and that's kind of why the whole group comes together, which definitely makes more sense. And it's definitely more of a romance, I would say, in the manga compared to the movie. In the movie, Nishimiya and Shoya are they're more friends. There's definitely some romantic undertones, but in the books, especially towards the end, it's definitely more fleshed out. Their romantic aspect, and also the whole theme of going into adulthood from like high school is dove in a lot more in the manga series compared to the books. But fantastic. If you have not read it, I cannot stress it enough how much I love this series. I would recommend the movie just because it's quicker. The animation is absolutely gorgeous. The music, the OST, I listen to it almost every day. It's so moving, especially the last scene. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The last scene where the music just comes in when a big event happens. Ask anyone. It just brings me to tears. It's so moving. So fantastic. Can't speak enough about A Silent Voice. So this actually is the Hayao Miyazaki collection, and it is fake. I kept it. I bought it off of eBay, and once I received it, found out it was fake, and requested a refund. I got my refund, and they just never asked for it in return, so I just kept it because they still play the movies, but it's clear. Once I got it, it was clearly a fake. This is off center. If you're interested in buying one, make sure this is on center. When they came in, the movies were separated by like a translucent plastic. So kind of a dead giveaway that it was fake. But kind of bummed that it was a fake, but I'm still glad I have it and I got it for free. So can't really complain too much about that. Next, on the next shelf, we have MHA, My Hero Academia. Not too much needs to be said about this. I love My Hero, actually. I really enjoyed it. It's one of the first series I started collecting when I started collecting manga. And it's just a blast. I definitely see, if you're being critical of series, I can definitely see how this is not a perfect series. It's definitely easy to pick apart, but Midoriya, the main character, he's just so easy to like. At least in my opinion, he's like a perfect shonen character. Like it's so easy to root for him, and you're really pulling for him. But also there's like good challenges in front of him, and it's just cool to see him learn and the progression. I have gone through this series multiple times, and when I first went through it, I hated Bakugo, who's like the kind of the rival of the show. But every time I've gone through it again since then, I just love him. I love his character. I'm trying to find, it's cool to see him go from like just angry and full of pride to the moments where he's humbled by Midoriya and how he's angry by that and just becomes more focused on just wanting to be the best, and that becomes more of his motivation rather than just wanting to just being like really prideful. It's kind of hard to describe, but if that makes any sense, that's what I mean. My thoughts on it currently. Oh, excuse me. I forgot to talk about this, but I think the anime is better than the manga for My Hero. So for manga, something that's really important for me is when a fight scene is happening in like a shonen battle manga. It's really important for me that it's clear what movements are happening in a battle. So for instance, Dragon Ball Z does a phenomenal job of you really being able to feel the movements that are happening in a battle. Like you can play it out in your mind, because manga is still, it's art. So you kind of have to imagine what's happening to an extent. And with My Hero Academia, there's other manga as well that I don't think do the best job of kind of having the characters' movement portray what's going to happen next. And so that's kind of my issue with the manga. It's hard for me to really visualize or fantasize about how the fights are playing out. Another manga that does a really great job is Vinland Saga of playing out those fights. I think it's just like while you're reading it, it's in the back of your mind. You're really feeling the movements of like slashes and punches. Anyways, the point of me saying that is that I think My Hero struggles a bit in that aspect, and that's why I like the anime more. But the big three is really cool. I really like this guy. Vermilion, is that his name? Yagato, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. But I really like him. This most recent arc, at least in the books, is not my favorite. I know people really like it. To me, it's just like the whole muscular fight in Volume 9 and the whole All Might stuff around these two was just so epic. It's been hard for me to live up to that. Sorry, I'm taking a super long time, guys, but I hope y'all are enjoying what you're hearing so far. My Hero Vigilantes, I've just actually started reading these a couple weeks ago. I'm on volume 3. Really enjoy it. I hear people say it's better than the main series. I don't agree with that, but it is a nice twist. It's really fun to read, and it's really cool to see how like the heroes interact. Like heroes that don't get the main light. Like for instance, Ida's brother, the one who gets hurt against Stain. It's cool to see him get like a lot more spotlight in this series. Other heroes get more spotlight, and yeah, it's fun. Yeah, not too much more to say about this. So I have One Piece, the 3-in-1s, just to save space. I have volume 1 to 39, and yeah, this is where I'm at right now. I'm volume 21. It's still in the Barak Works arc, so I think they're going to fight the leader of that organization. I don't know why I stopped reading it. To me, I like picking up One Piece when I like really have nothing else to read and I just kind of want something light. And I love it. I really haven't even read that much, but I love Luffy. I love the characters. Chopper is so cute. It kills me. But One Piece is a great series, and I recommend it. Next, we have The Promised Neverland. I am on volume 5, so I've not finished it. Here's my little bookmarker. I'm kind of at a good stopping point, at least to pause. I have the next volume coming in, so I think I'll probably start picking it up now that I have the next volume in. But I really like what I've read up to here. Really cool twist. It's considered a shonen, but I can it's just like it's not, it doesn't fit in those traditional genres, which is what I like about it. I like that it's really popular. I love how that people are enjoying it because it's phenomenal and it's unique, and I really enjoy that. Good twists, cool characters. It's definitely a manga that makes you think, which is it's nice, especially if you're in the mood for that. I feel like I haven't really had a good thinking manga since like Death Note. RIP the second half of Death Note, but yeah, good series. Enjoy it. Radiant, I picked up the first one on a whim, and I really enjoyed it. I believe it's by a French artist named Tony Valente. So not your traditional manga, but I was really surprised by how much I enjoyed it. I love the art. It's a bit different than your traditional manga, but character, is your traditional shonen, like a spunky, rebellious character, but easy to get behind, fun, light read, really pretty world. I think that's what I like about it the most. It's a really pretty world, and it's unique, and good art. So check out Radiant if you are looking for like something to mix it up, but you still like shonen a lot, because that's what it is. Spirit Circle 1 through 4. There's a ton of hype behind, or at least it's like one of those series that like doesn't get a lot of recognition, but by the people who do, they love it. So I hate to say it, but I was a little disappointed. I'm only on volume 3, so I've read the first 2, and it's just not clicking for me for some reason. The art style is not my favorite, but I know this is the same manga that made Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, which is like a cult classic. But yeah, it's kind of like a unique story. It's about like these people who live in different eras, but they're the same person, the same spirit. And they have like these guardians or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. I was confused. But I've only read 2 volumes, but interesting enough. Next we have Is It Wrong to Try and Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon 1 through 6, or Danmachi, which is, if that's the right way to pronounce it. So fun fact, this is the first manga I started collecting. When I was probably a freshman in high school, or around there, I watched this anime and I loved it. So I've watched anime up to like the past couple of years, and that's when I started getting into manga collecting. And there was like a Right Stuff sale going on, and these were on sale. So I remember enjoying the anime a lot, the first season. So I decided to pick up the manga. And first of all, these yen presses, I love the way they feel compared to like a Viz cover. They're just like kind of have a smooth feel to it, but they are more expensive. But yeah, it's kind of what started my love for manga collecting. Fun story, good laughs. I really like dungeon crawlers, I like isekais. Rising Shield Hero, great anime that's out right now. But yeah, it's easy for me to recommend this if you like lighthearted stuff and you like dungeons and stuff like that. It's a good one. So next we have this empty shelf with the Berserk. Here, I'll bring this over into the light. The Berserk Deluxe Edition. So that shelf actually had my monster singles, and I recently sold them, so that's why it's empty. But this is my Berserk Deluxe Edition, and I have the second one as well that I haven't put up. Trying to get that in focus. Sorry, guys. But these Deluxe Editions are beautiful. I have not read Berserk. I've only read the first 3 volumes, I believe, so everything that's in this. And wow, like look how gorgeous this looks in the Deluxe Edition. I was really blown away by how high quality this was, especially coming from Dark Horse, who sometimes has not the best releases. I don't want to go too far because I know there's some inappropriate stuff in there, but yeah. I'm still kind of waiting for it to click for me. People are obsessed with Berserk, and I want to love it. I want to love it so much, but I'm just kind of waiting for it to click. So I'm hoping with the second Deluxe, after I finish that, I kind of get my love for it. I know it has more of his backstory and background guts, so I'm hoping that's where it clicks. On the bottom, it's just a couple like scragglers. The God's Lie, quick read, one story or one shot manga, fantastic. Definitely made me tear up. I didn't cry. I know some people love it, and I really like it too. I actually had my fiance read it, and she really enjoyed it as well. And she's not a big manga reader, but really great. Super easy read, and I think everyone who has read it probably is proud that it's in their collection. Next, I can't really speak too much to this shelf. Next, we have Solonin. I've read only half of it, but I enjoyed it. Shiver, haven't read it. Captain Harlock, haven't read it. And then here I have a few Marvel comics, which I'm big into Marvel movies. I recently got these, and I've read a bit of The Amazing Spider-Man, which is a new release. I'll just show the cover real quick, because I think it's really pretty. And yeah, from what I've read, I love the art. It's cool, and I'm excited to read more of it. And I have a Monster 2-in-1, which I'm gonna actually move this right now. But I've read like the first 6 of Monster, and it's fantastic. I definitely understand why people love it so much. And yeah, I definitely need to start collecting these. I sold the singles because I didn't really like them, and I have the 2-in-1s for 20th Century Boys, so I just kind of wanted to have all these. But yeah, definitely Monster is worth your time. So moving over, we have, I guess I'll show everything I have. Here's my PC setup. And there's my actual computer. If you want to know my specs, I guess you can just message me and I'll let you know them. But here is the Dragon Ball Z complete box set. Like most people, I'm sure, Dragon Ball Z was my first anime I started watching as a kid. And I'm fairly convinced the anime of Dragon Ball Z is why I love anime and manga today. Just watching a Toonami as a kid late at night and kind of stirring my love for, Japanese art styles and just something different, like a different cartoon that wasn't what I was traditionally used to. So, yeah, the anime is phenomenal, but I definitely prefer the manga, less filler. But there's a guy on YouTube who makes like dubstep remixes of the fights that I love watching. The father-son Kamehameha with Goku and Gohan and Cell, that dubstep one, oh, so hype. But I'll pop this bad boy open and show you the spines, even though Viz kind of didn't do the best job of reprinting these. Like, oh my gosh, this volume 4 is just unacceptable, but I'm too lazy to return it. Look at that. That's not pushed over at all. That's a part of it. But the continuous spines are amazing on Dragon Ball Z. To me, the Cell Saga in Dragon Ball Z is perfect. I love, the background from Dragon Ball of the whole Red Ribbon Army or whatever, and why they created Cell. Like, it comes to play. Cell is just a really cool villain. You don't hate him, but you're definitely not pulling for him. He's definitely a villain. And then Gohan. Gohan's my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z, even though he gets totally screwed in Super. But love him, love his fight against Cell. So epic. So epic. The father-son Kamehameha is like as epic as it comes in manga, in my opinion. So there's that. Here I have... sorry, guys. Here I have some... let me check my battery real quick. Okay, we're good. Here I have some video games. I have my Vita with my little Yusuke keychain, I guess, on my Vita. I've been playing Persona 4 Golden on this bad boy, and it is really fun. Here is my 2DS XL. It's like a Pikachu edition with a little nose. Here's my Game Boy from when I was a kid. Here's some Vita games, some 3DS games, some Switch games. I'll show you the Switch later. And then right down here is a SNES Classic. Awesome. SNES, the N64 is my first console, but I would play this at like family friends' houses and my neighbors' houses. So awesome, really happy to have that. My fiance's mom actually bought me for that, so shout out to her. Here are just two of my Switch controllers, Pro controllers. You can't really see the other one. So now for my last manga shelf. On the top, I have this little Midoriya and Bakugo little statue that I got from the collector's edition. My little egg guy is really cute, and then more My Hero keychains. I'm really not that big of a My Hero fanboy, but I have a lot of merch. Not a lot, but a decent amount just from my collector's editions. Here's a nice little plant. Here's like a My Hero pencil case that I got in my collector's edition as well. And next is Tokyo Ghoul 1 through 14. I actually have not finished the manga. I'm on volume 12, which I really don't know why I haven't finished it yet. I watched the anime, one of my first animes that I watched when I was in high school to completion, and I love it. I love the anime, even though I know people rip it apart, at least the second season. But the manga, it's not as I don't know why, but I don't love it as much as some people do. Again, like I was talking about earlier, just some of the fight scenes are hard for me to follow what's going on. It's kind of the art is pretty dark, which I know is intentional because it's dark environments and whatnot. But for some reason, I don't love the manga as much as I love the anime. And I know that's gonna piss people off. But I grew like the anime was one of the first ones I watched and loved. So there's some nostalgia to it. Next we have Wodokoi, if that's how you pronounce it correctly. Love is Hard for an Otaku. Wow, this is like my first, probably my first and only, I think, rom-com manga I have, and this is phenomenal. I cannot express how much I was surprised by this. The humor in this series is so good. In this first volume, I was laughing out loud multiple times, like hysterical. I love the dynamic of just being kind of like a nerd in the workplace. As I can relate, I recently started a full-time job, just graduated uni like 6 months ago, so I can kind of relate to being more of a nerd in the workplace and having those interactions with people, and it's just so funny. I love it. I'm not, from what you can tell, I'm more into seinen shonen, so this isn't right technically up my alley, or really up my alley, but so good. Really good, not too romancy, more on the humor, drama aspect. Not even really drama, just more humor. Definitely slice of life, I would say, but so good. Literally so good. One of my favorite series I own right now. Put this to the side. Next we have 20th Century Boys 1 to 3, the 2-in-1s. Haven't started reading these. I'm going to wait till I get my next volume to kind of dive in because I don't really like waiting too much to read. I know, even though I know all the singles are out. But, I mean, what's left to say? Everyone says this is like a classic. And I'm very big on like buying into the hype of what people are saying. So I think that's kind of a big reason why I keep buying them, even though I haven't even read a lick of it. But cool art. Urasawa, what needs to be said about him? He's one of the legends in the manga community. And 20th Century Boys is no exception. A lot of people say it's his best work. Can't confirm or deny, but I'm excited to read it. Next, we have the first 2 volumes of Blade of the Immortal. I recently just got these, so I haven't read them yet, but I finished the first volume, and I really liked it. I kind of was in the mood for a samurai manga, so I figured I would have liked anything that I was reading, but really like it. I'm not a fan of the covers being on the front, like a traditional American comic from left to right. Not a fan of that. Definitely hard to adjust. But like the main character a lot. I don't remember his name, but he's cool. The fighting's cool. Definitely action-packed, very action-packed, but it's a good series. From what I've read so far, I really enjoy.
Next, we have One Punch Man 1 through 16. I know the second season is out right now. Sorry, guys, I lost connection, but I also wanted to turn my flash on too to make it more clear what I'm looking at. So here we have One Punch Man 1 through 16. The new season is out, and really, I enjoy it. I know some people think it's definitely not as good as season 1, which I can agree with, but I love the manga. I really do. Easy to read. I think if out of all the series I own, I definitely think, I would say One Punch Man has my favorite art. Like he just, Murata goes so perfectly between like a really awkward, like goofy looking picture like this, drawing like this, to like making Saitama look so badass. Like the art is just so well done. Probably what I would say carries the series, but it's really fun to meet Genos, his sidekick, the robot. I love that character. I really like him. Sorry, I probably showed some spoilers in there, but and it's just funny. It gets a lot of laughs out of me. I love this series. Volume 16, for those of you who are not caught up, please catch up to this point, because really epic. Probably where the season 2 is going to end. I haven't fully kept up, but really epic. Mob Psycho 1 to 2. Sorry, I'm kind of speeding this up a little bit. Mob Psycho 1 to 2. The anime is great. Manga is not my favorite. It's just the art style is kind of trippy. Dragon Ball Super, the anime is good. Haven't read the manga, but once I get some more, I'll probably dive into that. Yamcha, same story. Next, I have Gantz, complete 1 through 37. Gantz, I would say it's not my favorite on my my shelf of my collections. My favorite's coming up, but it is so close to being my favorite. Gantz is amazing. I cannot recommend Gantz enough. I have one gripe with Gantz. I have two gripes with Gantz. The first gripe being that in between chapters, there's just such unnecessary fan service, like total like just straight up naked women, and kind of annoying, honestly. Kind of definitely, like there'll be a super epic fight scene and then just naked chick. So definitely not my favorite. Fan service is fine, but it needs to be like justifiable, not just blatant naked girls. But I know some people are down for that. So that's my first gripe. The second gripe is that I really feel like the very end of it was rushed. There's a perfect buildup of like the intensity of the enemies and how powerful they are until the very end, where it's just like boom, out of nowhere, the stakes rise so high, and it's just like, what the heck happened? Like, it just went from like pretty intense fight to like out of this world. Like, this is so dire. But other than that, what Gantz does well is, first of all, it's character development. The character progression, oh my gosh. The main character, I'm drawing a blank on his name. What is his name? But he, from the first volume, you're just like, this dude sucks. Like, really passive, kind of annoying, just super self-righteous, thinks he's just like the best person ever. And then literally at the end, it's just like you're brought to tears by what he's gone through. And you just see, my favorite part of Gantz is definitely the first like 13 volumes. You see this like shift in the main character's demeanor and like his ideology. And he goes from like being self-righteous to more like caring about others and being a leader. And it's really awesome seeing that transition and how it shifts, and he just becomes badass. But man, so well done. The side, it's hard to get attached to characters just because people die. But the fighting is really awesome. I love the tech. The intensity is something that not a lot of manga can replicate. The intensity of Gantz, especially there's one scene. It's where they go to the temple. It's like a temple fighting scene for those who have read it. And how turned off again. But that temple scene is so intense. The last guy they fight is just like, oh my gosh, there's no way they're gonna beat this guy. It's so intense. I was just burning through the books. And now for my last shelf of my manga collection. The first one is Vinland Saga 1 through 7. I know I'm 3 volumes behind, and the 11th volume just got announced for like a November release, I believe. But Vinland Saga is my favorite manga, hands down. So phenomenal. The main character, Thorfinn, is my favorite character in manga. His progression is fantastic. The art is just unreal. The art is beautiful. Wait, this is not in order. Sorry, I know y'all are really triggered. I am as well. I do not know why that's a thing. But they come in these beautiful 3-in-1 hardcovers. I'm going to try not to show any spoilers because I know there's a lot of those. But, man, the art is just phenomenal. The story, I love the story. I love Thorfinn's progression. I love all the side characters. Sorry, my toe's kind of gross. Love all the side characters. Askeladd, I believe is his name. Awesome character. Phenomenal character. They just do everything so well. There's not a wasted scene in Vinland Saga. Everything has a purpose. Everything that you see. And I know it's like Vikings. That doesn't sound too exciting. It took me so long to dive into Vinland Saga. I was like, just Vikings in a manga sound lame. Like, when I read manga, I want to see epic stuff. Like, super cool powers. But Vinland Saga totally delivers. Please take my word for it. Dive into it. Don't read anything about it. Just go straight into it. Buy the first volume. You won't regret it. Next is Full Metal Alchemist. The, what is it called? Full Metal Editions? Is that the name of them? Awesome releases. Although I will say I'm not the biggest fan of the glue seams, the glue spines or whatever. It's kind of hard to read. But I love these. I think I've read the first 4, and I've never fully watched Full Metal Alchemist or read it. So I'm kind of reading it for the first time with these releases, which is nice. And yeah, it's held as one of the best manga and anime in a lot of people's eyes, and I can definitely see why just from what I've read so far. Love the brothers. Next we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The first one, I don't even know the name of it. Is that Star Cruise? No, it's not Star. Whatever it is. 1 through 3, and then the part 2, volume 1. Volume 1 through 3 I've completed. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. I hear Stardust Crusaders is where it really kicks off. But I feel like if I don't enjoy it too much up to this point, it's a big commitment for sure. So if I find a good deal, I'll definitely pick up the rest of those. But as of right now, I like what I have so far. I know people might attack me for that. I promise. Ran out of storage, but I cleared it up. Next, we have Golden Kamui 1 to 3. Read the first volume recently. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. Not amazing, but I enjoy it. There's definitely fun to be had. I'm going to keep collecting them. I actually like it a lot. You know what? I don't want to sell it short. I'm kind of rushing to the end, but it's really good. Next we have My Hero Academia, the collector's editions, season 1, season 2, part 2. I have season 2, part 1, just the standard edition inside of this, right there. The collector's edition for season 2, part 1 is really hard to find. And then, yeah, season 3. Wow. Season 3, part 1. Amazing. Such a good season. Attack on Titan season 2. Kind of random that I have this. Love Attack on Titan as well. I need to get the manga. That's definitely been on my upcoming to get next. And then I think I just want to show my consoles real quick, just to kind of end it off. I've been watching Neon Genesis for the first time. I really enjoy that. I have a PlayStation, Xbox, and here's my Switch, and then an N64. And then just the last bit of my anime, I have Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, the collector's edition box set, part 1. I need to get the second one. Love this release. Really love it. Really glad to have it. I think my mom got it for me for my birthday. Silent Voice the movie, like I said earlier, my favorite movie of all time. Phenomenal. Here's some Miyazaki. Wind Rises. Recently watched this with my fiance. Really good. Really good. I was not expecting to like it this much, but it's phenomenal. My Neighbor Todoroki, or Totoro, not Todoroki, My Hero. Princess Mononoke, great. All these are great for the most part. Or from Your Name to the Left, phenomenal. Steins Gate I have not watched, but I know people love it. Guilty Crown, so mediocre. Sorry, but the OST is phenomenal. This is the Hosoda movie collection. So it's got Girl Who Left Through Time, Wolf Children, Summer Wars, and then Boy and the Beast. Boy and the Beast and Wolf Children are some of my favorite movies. They're phenomenal. Boy and the Beast specifically, I love that movie. Yeah, watch those if you have the chance. And under I have big Star Wars fan, so I have the Star Wars collection and then Star Wars movies. I have Infinity Ward, Blade Runner 2049, really good. Dark Knight Rises, Spider-Man Multiverse, Baby Driver, and then just a few games. But these aren't really my favorite games. I just happen to own them.
But yeah, sorry I rushed that, or the end at least. This is my first video that I've ever recorded, so definitely some growing pains, but please hit me up with some, let me turn that flash off real quick, if I can. Please hit me up with any suggestions on what I could do better, what I can work on, because, you know, I definitely want to make these videos better, and if you're enjoying them, please let me know. Yeah, this is kind of a tester. I actually did enjoy talking about these. It's a bit long, so I kind of got tired towards the end, but I think this might be something I do more often, so just let me know if you enjoyed it. I have an idea for my next video, so I'll give you a little peek at what that's going to be, and surprise, it's going to be a manga haul video. This isn't all of it. I have more coming in tomorrow, so I'll talk a bit about that tomorrow when it comes in. So yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me any suggestions on what I can work on, and yeah, there's my manga collection video 2019. See you guys.